Welcome to self-discoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life. I am your host, Sarah Troy, and you are on the self-discoverywisdom.com network. I want to talk about today is that when you're connecting with people, wanting to meet them and kind of, are they a potential client? Are they a potential colleague? I think that it's all about building a relationship before pitching business. So I very often get pitched, obviously, because when I'm podcasting, I've got people wanting to sell me their course. And will you take my course? I cannot take everybody's course. I can't sign up for anything. Don't have the time or the money to do so. And but my job here is to promote other people and the work that they're doing to show other people that are looking for something, the various people that are out there doing what they're doing. And when you listen, learn, and then apply, you find that one person that it has got something that you related to that will help you on your journey of life. But it's all about um, relationships. It's all about meeting people and finding out who they are, why they are, before finding out necessarily what they're selling. I find, um, as I said, I get pitched to all the time. And what we're seeing nowadays is in Facebook Messenger, which for me is all about an extended conversation that's now private to the public. And I get pitched all the time. Sign up here, join me here, do this here, that there. And I may click an arrow that I've observed it or not now, but the conversation carries on about next time or this time or whatever. And I feel, know whom you are pitching to, please. Everybody wants to know that they're seen, that you are speaking to them and not just a blank canvas. So, yes, on social media, I put all the shows for you to choose to listen to. You could see a show. Is it a topic that you want to hear? Then you'll click on it and you will hear it or watch it. Um, they're there as a posting to show what it is that I'm offering. But I go through social media and I follow what other people are saying and I interact. And you build up um, a rapport with people or a connection with people, and people feel that it's not just a like, that people are really paying attention and commenting on what you're posting, kind of continuing the conversation. So I think what we really need to look at when we're doing business or when we're trying to connect with people is build up a connection first. Even if you are on social media and you're talking about, I am doing this, that, etc., and I am really excited by what it's doing. And then sharing a snippet and let people respond to you. Oh, tell me more about it, or how does that do it? And then you can reach out to them and go, oh, if you'd like to know more, I'll reach out to you in your messenger. Yes, I know it might be a little bit more work than you blanketing messaging everybody out there, as opposed to looking at the people that feel generally interested, that really want to know more, and kind of, reaching out and taking the conversation further with them. Do you remember on sites when they used to have Flash? Oh my God, I hated that. If I came across a site with Flash and I couldn't get rid of it, I just didn't bother to go any further looking at that site. I found it so offensive. Now, we do get on the sites, and as I do on mine, when it pops up, it invites you to subscribe. But if you don't want to subscribe, just continue reading. But the flashes were literally flashes in your mind, and it just was offensive. Well, I find pushing, pitching offensive. You are pushing something on me, and then me being me is like, oh, God, I wish I could support you, but I can't. That's not where I'm at. And instead of kind of saying, reaching out into message, look, I see you've got a podcast. Do you know any people looking for this or that? Of course, my response to you will be this: do a podcast with me. Let me post it out there. Now you've got an invitation, because inspiration and begets invitation. And if they're inspired by what they see on the podcast, what they hear on the podcast, or what they read on your podcast blog, then they're going to reach out to you. That's the way I can serve you. That's the way I can promote you, right? But I find these days there isn't a day go by without somebody pitching something. And I just find it's too much. And I think we're doing it too much. Instead of building up relationships, instead of asking, you know, uh, do you need such and such, or listening to their own story and finding out if you've actually got a product or service to what they need, because you may be pitching something that is completely left field of what they want. But if you follow their conversation, you may actually pick up something that you know that they need and that you can provide. And then you can say, look, I've followed your dialogue here, and I'm hearing X, Y, and Z. I would love to talk to you about something that can address that. May I message you? Or I'm going to leave a message in Messenger for you. It's not offensive. You've approached the person as person to person instead of generically posting something out there. It's the same on texts. It's the same on, all of these other platforms, WhatsApp, etc. And it just becomes too much. I know you want to grab the masses. The masses equals a lot of money, and you can make those six figures. I mean, let me tell you, those six figures may not make you happy. The happiness is in the one figure that can grow into six figures, one at a time. We've bought into this illusion that, the more people following us, or the more clientele that we have, and the bigger the money and the more power we have, the happier we're going to be. I have now for 12 years been podcasting the people that bought into that illusion and it crashed and realized that they were so utterly miserable because they were a slave to the image, they were slave to the money, they were slave to the illusion, and they completely reset and went in on themselves and looked at who they are, why they are, what their real passion is, and took a different direction altogether. And yes, fine, I'm not opposed to people making a lot of money, but then please see the opportunity for other people, right? Support groups or organizations that are trying to support other people. And if you've got all that money will seed a lot of opportunities for other people. It will create an organization yourself that will do the same, right? So it is about seeding back, because you didn't make all those numbers, those six figures, without the help of other people. So it's time to pay it back. But I think it's really looking at what's important to you and why is it important? What are you really wanting to get out of it? Yes, we all would like to have the six figures in our hand. Wonderful. I certainly know what I would do with that amount of money. But what is it going to cost you to get that? Whom are you trying to impress? What is your end goal? Now, if you are looking at six figures because it's going to generate income for this organization, that organization, or it's something you've got planned, the money is going to be the seeding for something else, then I understand. But if it's just to have, the faster car, the bigger house, the Armani suits, etc., to show people, look at me, and I'm a big achiever, I promise you, you're going to let yourself down. Somewhere along the line, that is empty. That makes you feel empty. You don't feel right in the clothing anymore. You don't feel right in the house anymore. The car, you can't even drive it fast on the highway without a fine. So, all of that kind of like, what am I chasing? What am I chasing? What relationships do I have? And are all the relationships based about on how rich and popular I am? And if I wasn't rich and popular anymore, would I still have those relationships? True enrichment and abundance comes from your soul, your heart, your spirit, your mind, your body, in well-beingness. You are happy every morning that you get up, being who you are, doing what you're doing because it feeds your heart and your soul. Now, if you make money doing that, hallelujah. Again, from that state of being, I know you will see the opportunities. I know you will help other people. But if you are chasing this illusion, I will be of value when I've reached this goal, when I've done this, when I've climbed that ladder, then unfortunately you will fall down that ladder because your value isn't based on how high you go. It's actually based on how wide you go. The ripple effect of who you are as a person and how people want to be around you because of the loving, giving, sharing, illuminating person that you are. It's the circle that we want to build, not the hierarchy where you become disconnected to the people on the ground and you're in la la land. And we see this over and over again of people who get up there and they're disconnected to the ground and they lose themselves and they lose sight of everything they've built. So whether it is you're pitching a course or pitching a product, you want to talk about that product, yes, go ahead. Do a little video, put it up on the social medias. I'm using this product and I'm absolutely loving it. If anybody wants to talk to me about it, please message me. And then have the conversation there. But don't go into people's messenger or into people's texts or into people's blah, 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 and push an agenda. That's not an invitation. That is force. Instead, you could, if you want to, you know somebody and go, look, hi, how are you doing? Hope things are going well for you. Just to let you know, I am now doing this. And if you're interested, I'd love to talk to you about it. Or if you want to go to the site, no worries if you're not. But just letting you know. And then if somebody's, because that's a soft sell. And if somebody feels, yeah, I'm kind of interested, I'd like to know more and reach out and ask more questions. But they can also decline without feeling guilty or an asshole because they've declined. If we don't need it or don't want it or not ready for it at that moment, then no. And we need to have the invitation that allows for the no. Right? So it might be, I'm really booked up right now, but if you do another one down the road, please let me know. I'd be interested. Right? So allow for the rejection. So whatever you're pitching or whatever you're selling, be it as an invitation, not a dictation, so that people can feel they can decline, or maybe they want to ask more. They don't know whether they want it or not, but you've asked in such a nice way that they feel they will inquire further, whether it's for them now or later, but they'll inquire further. So I think this is something we need to really pay attention to, is how are we pitching? How are we selling? And to remember that we must always, always, always engage with the person that we are pitching to. That engagement of getting to know that person on some level, of being able to speak to that person and hear what that person has to say to find out if you even have something that can help them. And then I hear you. I hear that you said this, that, etc. Are you aware that I have a product or a service that actually addresses that? Now you're actually throwing the invitation for them to go, really, I would love to know more about that. Right? Now you've got somebody that's engaged, that wants to know, and you're not pushing a sell on top of them. For one, the more you push, the more I pull back. I'm just not interested in it at all. So I really think it's like, please pay attention. Please pay attention to how you are reaching people, whether you should be reaching them that way, whether you should just be engaging and asking them about them, or whether you should be looking on social media, putting something and saying, I just want to talk about this because I really feel great about it. Anybody interested, please message me, or may I message you, because I would love to go further if it's of interest to you. but always make it something that is invitational, not pushy, because we're all tired of being pushed around. We're all being tired of what we need and what we're supposed to have. And this is going to do this for you, and this is going to do. What do you mean you don't want it? I remember going into a car dealership, Volkswagen, looking for a new car. And I thought, I'm going to go check out Volkswagen. I wasn't sure what kind of make or what I wanted at the time. And, I said to the guy, I'm just looking. I want to ask some questions. I'm comparing cars right now. He said, there's no comparison. Volkswagen is the only car there is in the world. You don't even look at another car, who you are. And I turned around and walked out. No, you're not respecting the client and what they think they want. Instead of saying, I hear you, what are you comparing it to? I'd love to actually show you how we stack up against other cars. Then I would have been more open to listening and investigating. So really, whatever it is we're selling, whether we're selling ourselves, and believe me, you are selling yourself. Before anybody buys from you, they're buying you. So how are you approaching people? Are you pushing them away? Are you making them feel that they really want to listen? They really want to know. So before anybody buys from you, they're going to buy you. And when they do buy from you, it's because you've addressed something in their life that they need. So half the sales is listening to what people are saying and then approaching them with a solution that you know works, that you would like to introduce them to. The ball's in their court, and if they bat it back, great, and if they don't, they don't. But always make it feel like it's an invitation and not a push. We've been pushed around too much for too long, not only by social media, but by government, by politics, by life itself. Push, push, push. You've got to be this, you've got to be doing, now you can't do this, now you cannot do that. And we want that free will to say yes or no. So be invitational, be inspiring. Remember, inspiration begets invitation. So when you're inspiring by something you're talking about, or something you have, or even who you are as a person, that invitation is there. People want to know more. But ask questions when they want to know more. Oh, I'm so glad you've reached out and you were interested in that. Could you tell me more about what your issues are so I know how to direct you or what to show you, and let them produce something more. And then you can say, my course or my service or my product addresses that in this way. Would you like to know more? Not immediately. Would you like to sell? I mean, you get 6 bottles for the price of one, and you do this and that. Let them have that choice. Don't be pushy. Invitational always. We want to know in our lives that we have the free will. We have the control to say yes or no, and not have somebody in our face telling us what we need and why we need it from them, and that if we don't buy from them, and yes, the book could be #1 bestseller. Our Forgotten Children was #1 bestseller when it first came out. It's not anymore. And 6 figures, I don't want to hear it. That doesn't tell me that you're a success. That tells me that you've achieved selling a lot. But success for me comes out. How enriched and abundant are you from the inside out? How aligned are you with your soul, your heart, your spirit, your mind, and your body? How at one are you with yourself? That's enrichment. That's abundance. And that is the person that will always be rich in who they are and why they are and what they do, whether the dollar signs match or not. So don't be fooled by the big, well, I suppose they've made 6 figures. I must try it for myself. It doesn't mean one size fits all. It may not be for you. Are you one of these people that can push, 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 push? Some people like to be pushed on. Hell, I am not. And many of us aren't. So know whom you're talking to. Know how to talk to people, how to listen, and when to share what it is you've got. Right? I cannot. I get told all the time, you need to push this, Sarah, push that, Sarah. No. To be on my show is free will. I will invite you. It's free will to say no. To listen to my shows or watch my shows is free will. I can't force you to click on the button or to listen all the way through. That is free will. But if with free will you have chosen to listen all the way through, and there's something that you've got out of it, then my work is done. All I can do is produce it, put it out there. How it's received, the way it's received, and what people do with it is up to them. And we need to let that go. I get asked all the time, how many people listen to your podcast? I have 18 or 19 different genres. Which one are you talking about? I have some shows that do exceptionally well right out of the gate, and other shows will get picked up over time. I'm a library of podcasts with 3,700 shows. There's plenty here, and people will find shows from 10 years ago, 11 years ago, because it's relevant to them right now. It speaks to where their need is right now. So a library isn't competing with another library. How many books are being read? We're there for the people that are ready to read when they're ready to read. Same with these podcasts. So I say all those that are ready to listen will truly hear. All I can do is put it out there. Invite people on to share. The more illumination people see on the site, the more wisdom they see that's ready to click at their fingertips. And then the more people will want to come and listen, right? But I think we're all over the push, the rah. We really don't want the facade anymore. We want the depth. We want to feel people's heart and soul. I get asked all the time, who are the people that you interview, Sarah? Well, it really doesn't matter what they're doing, because I said 19 different genres there. It will fit under one of those. But do they come from the heart? Is it from their heart and soul? Is it something they're so passionate about, that they so believe in, that it became their redirect, and that they're sharing now in conviction of wanting to help other people because of their redirection, of how whatever they've learned has helped them? Those are the people I want. Whether it's authors, whether it's business, whether it's children, music, veterans, animals, you name it, health, all of that, conscious spirituality, everything. How is it helping other people? I will share how it helped you, and then what it is you have that will help others. Free will for people to listen, to hear, because my motto, listen, learn, and apply, and to apply. But these podcasts are a big calling card. They're a big business card for people to get to know you, why they should come to you. How do they resonate with you? Are you saying something that they really do feel, and they feel you will understand what it is I'm going through? And so I want to reach out to you. So I know we all have rent to pay. We've all got bills to pay. And being a solopreneur or small business owner, it's all about generating the next income. I understand. But I feel you will gain more by somebody who you have approached more with a soft sell, that now has really had a wonderful experience with what it is you had to offer. Those people become your advocate, and they start talking to other people. So you want people that have had such a wonderful experience with what you've had to sell them, that they're now going to share that experience with other people. That ripple effect is so utterly effective. So it is about paying attention to the client in front of you. What do they need? How can you serve them? And then with whatever you have that serves them, and it's accomplished the end goal, how do they feel now about sharing it out with other people? Because I guarantee when people have had a good experience, they share it. Just like they share a bad experience. Oh, believe me, they will. But a good experience, they can't wait to tell people about it. So give people a good experience by speaking to them, not over them, not a blanket them, asking them questions, asking to speak to them, or inviting them to come and look at what it is you're selling, a podcast, a site, or whatever, and say, look, if ever we can be of service to you, you want to have a chat to find out how we can help you, reach out. Because those fundamental people that buy into that now share out, they are building your foundation. They're the ones that are rooting your foundation for which you can grow. So the better the service, the better the growth, the deeper it will go, the higher you will reach. So, folks, build those relationships. Don't pitch. Don't attack every single medium there is out there. Messenger, uh, Twitter, um, Twitter, I mean, let's not go there. But, the texting and the WhatsApp things, stop pitching on there. Start inviting, right? Start inviting. Open to dialogue. Open to dialogue. So, folks, that's my pitch for this week about not every sale is meant to be a sale. It could be a seed. And if people have had a good experience with you, they really liked you, but they don't want to buy right now because it's maybe not what they're looking for. When they come across a friend looking for something, it would be, I really had this great conversation with the so-and-so. And I think that, they could really help you. Why don't you reach out? And that referral, boy, it comes with weight. And that weight, it really is a good seed, a good root in there. And then it's up to you to pay attention to that person and nurture them into it. It's like you're on a call to a company and it's all done through chat, or even if you're speaking to them. Yes, I'm just going to look into that. I'll come back in a couple of minutes. 5 minutes have gone by, 10 minutes gone by, and they're doing other calls at the same time. It is so utterly irritating. All of those companies could do so much better with their customer service by paying attention to one customer at a time and making them feel heard and resolving their issue, and not throwing them aside. Oh, I'll talk to this one. I'll get back to you in a moment. I'm just addressing the problem. I'm talking to this person, and leaving the person on the line. Nobody wants that. Pay attention to the person in front of you, the person with the dialogue that you're having, and conclude it before you go somewhere else. Okay? Make the time. We've all got 24 hours in the day, so manage your time well. In fact, that's my next show for this week, is managing your time, and manage it in a way that allows for you, it allows for your clientele, and it allows for things getting done. So, again, have a great week, folks. I hope this has helped in some way, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tab at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.